Hi folks, I'm Matt and welcome back to my top, now 200 games of all time. All right, let's get at it, shall we? There comes a time, folks, I look at this list, and I look at my list from last year and I think, what happened to this game? Because I look at some of these games like, wait, I just played this game. Is it really marked this low on my list? But hey, I love all my games here, and Honga by Ave Games is no exception. I love Honga. Honga is a little caveman game where you're trying to move around the board, gathering resources to get points. Now this game has a unique little mechanism in it where you're playing these cards that are circular cards, divided, they're quartered, and they have little paw prints on them in certain areas, not all of them. And so you're trying to put them in areas where however many paw prints are in that direction, that's how many actions you're going to do of that place. And you always need to place a hand on Honga, who's a little metal wood, no, he's not metal, he's wooden meeple in the center. And Honga, this wooden piece here, if you don't place a hand on him, he's going to come and follow you and eat your food slowly every round. He's going to be kind of a nuisance. You can still win with Honga, but you really want to avoid having Honga hang out with you, because as long as someone keeps putting hands to the middle, Honga's not going to leave you unless you have a special card. I really enjoy this game. I think it's really smart, a fun game by Honga. I see it for super cheap now. I got it back when it was brand new, and I guess I should have waited because now they've dropped the price a lot on this game. And for all the wooden bits you get in it, it is definitely worth picking up now. I say I'm kind of surprised it ranked this low, even though I ranked it, because I look back over it, I was like, man, I play this game. This game comes out a lot in my gaming group, and with my wife. She's played it once. She's enjoyed it before. My nephews absolutely love it. It's such a fun game. I honestly believe this game is good enough to work in an adult setting too. I know Honga is mainly directed at kids and families, but this is something that I gladly and happily bring out to my adult gaming group, and we have so much fun playing it. So Honga, wonderful game, well worth your time. At number 189 is the Networks. The Networks. I think this is one of the first ever Kickstarters I ever funded. So it was really special for that reason. You're running a television station. You have these awful shows that you're replacing with better shows. You're trying to get actors and advertising on those shows as well, just to kind of get up viewership and have the most viewers at the end of, I believe it's 5 rounds. Now, this game is wonderful with all of the expansions thrown in. Yes, even Teletime too. I found a way to include that as well. But it is so much fun. The expansions make it fun. The moguls, which I guess my inside joke just kind of passed everyone over in my review a long time ago. I called them Mongols and I was joking around with it, but I shouldn't do that. It was like, it's moguls, it's moguls. I know, but did you not hear the beginning? Anyway, so it's okay. But the whole game, the Networks, is so much fun to play, because the television shows are kind of kooky, funny. Some of them are plays off other television shows. A lot of them I don't get. Some of them I do, but a lot of them I don't get because I don't watch that much TV anymore. But this is just a great thematic game if you want to run a TV station. Do you need all the expansions? No, but I promise you will have more fun if you're playing with them, because I just think the expansions benefit it. I don't know if they're going to come out with anything else, and after the last Kickstarter was a little bit sketchy, I don't know if I'd back it again, any future installments with it, but Networks as a whole, really fun game. At number 188 is Bohemian Villages. See this game for cheap everywhere these days. I'm like, come on, this is a great game. It's a dice rolling game where you're basically rolling these dice and assigning your players, your little meeples out there on the board in different areas to collect victory points, either at the end of the game or during the game as well. Once someone has completely placed out all of their little meeples, then the game will end, and then end scoring will happen. Each building does something different. The tiles can be shuffled. They're double-sided and they're all different, so there's a lot of replayability in this game. And like I said, again, I see this game for cheap all the time. I'm going, do people just not want to play this? What does not attract them to it? It's made from the same guy, I believe, who designed Orleans, which is what got me interested in it. And it's a fun game. It's just a straightforward, fun dice chucking game where you're, like I said, assigning people in those areas. And the dice are random, but the strategy is real. There's lots of things you can do. Your strategies will change as the dice gets rolled too. And it's really anyone's game to the end. Fun game, Bohemian Villages. Folks, I love push your luck games. I absolutely love them. That's why at 187, I'm happy to say that Quartz is a great push your luck game. Quartz is a game where you're drawing gems from a bag, and you don't want to get too greedy, because you get 2 of the black gems, I believe they're called obsidian, then you're out for the day. I mean, you get booted out for that round. There's 5 rounds. You're working 5 days there mining gems. And of course, at the end of the game, whoever has the most points wins. Now, there are cards you can play to screw other players or help yourself. They are worth points at the end, but hardly anyone saves them for the points, because you definitely want to use them during the game. It's so much fun. I know this got a re-theme of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and I really wish I'd have waited and gotten that one, because I think my wife would be more privy to play it. She played it once, thought it was okay, but I think if it was Disney themed, that'd be fun. So if you like this game, you probably want to get the Snow White version. The base version is just so much fun. If they don't like Snow White, then of course you don't want to get it, but push your luck, man. I won for the first time ever this year. I've never won. I do not do well in push your luck games, because I always push my luck too much. But in this year marks the first time I ever won this game. It doesn't matter whether you win or lose. It's such a fun game. Quartz, my number 187. At 186 is a odd, slow racing game. It is Mississippi Queen. This one got a reprint this year, I think, and it's so well worth getting because it comes with that Black Rose expansion that I absolutely love. Now, I say it's a slow racing game because you're having to speed up and slow down in various levels of the board. Slowing down because you have to pick up 2 little southern bales and put them on your ship, one at a time. And to do that, you have to go in at the lowest speed, which makes sense thematically. Then you can pick up steam again. Sometimes you have to, in the expansion, which is included in the new version, you can go to these coal stations and pick up more coal, which really helps you out. You don't want to make too many coal pit stops, but you'll be burning through coal, especially if you don't make a stop. Now, you can go through the whole river and, use up just 1 load of coal, but you have to really maneuver it. I love how there's a die that can move the river to the left, to the right, or to the center. You never know how the river's going to turn. You could be leading the game and then suddenly find out that, oh wait, I'm on the outside of this track. It went left when I thought it was going to go right or center. Oh no, now I got to turn back around and go that way. And so someone else can easily gain the lead out from underneath you. At the end, you have to race into the dock at a speed of 1. The lowest speed, right? It makes sense. If you're going at full speed, you're going to crash into the dock. So you also need to navigate and say, okay, how much do I need to do? I need to start slowing down. But while you're slowing down, others could be catching up as well. So I really do enjoy that. There are ways to slow down super fast, but you have to need coal for that too. There's so many great things with this game, and you think a game that's I define as a slow racing game because it's start, stop, start, stop. That would just drag on. It doesn't. These games do not last long. I want to say 20 to 30 minutes, and that's with 4 players. We really get to moving because, like I said, there's a few decisions you have to make, but the decisions can be made quickly, and you have to navigate a few routes. You may bump someone, which moves them off their route. But like I said, check out this reprint. Check out the reprint. I bet the reprint looks really nice. I got the base game in the expansion for a good deal years ago, but I'm so happy this has got a reprint now so that everyone can enjoy it, and everyone should enjoy it because it's a great game. My number 185 has been in my collection for now 2 years. It was not on my list last year because I forgot about it. It's Trogdor, the Burninator. How could I forget about Trogdor, right? I just cannot believe I forgot about this game. I remember when I was filming it, I actually pointed to a lot of games on the same cube shelf. In fact, I pointed to a game that was right next to it and still didn't realize that it was not on my list. Only till the video, after these videos started coming out, did I realize, wait a minute, because I'm looking at my video, looking at Trogdor, I'm going, did I review that? Wait, did I rank that game? No, it was in my collection and I just missed it. I even did a check. What I thought I did, I went, shelf by shelf, making sure I had all the games listed before I started ranking them. And I still missed Trogdor. I think that's because it was probably off the shelf and probably on the gaming table. It was getting played a lot when it came out. It still gets played a lot today. This is one of my nephew's favorite games, if not their #1 game. It is a kooky game from homestarrunner.com, if you're a fan of that, where you are Trogdor the Burninator. You're trying to burninate the countryside and the thatch roof cottages and the villagers. And it's very unique when you think about it. You each have a special ability that's dealt out randomly at the beginning of the game, and you each control Trogdor, and you're trying to burninate the entire country before you die. And there's a lot of obstacles that get in your way, and you can lose this game. In fact, they had people complain it was a little too hard, so they did another one. I can't remember exactly what it's called. I think it's a Trogdor's Fiery Rage, I think, where you can flip over the next 3 cards and burninate everything in sight and see if that'll give you the win. But even that's so random, you may not get it. So why should you get this game if you never saw Homestar Runner, never knew who Strongbad was? It's just fun. I know a friend of mine who has this game, never seen any of their little internet cartoons, absolutely loves the game because the humor you get the humor. The humor is just kooky, off the wall humor. The pieces, especially the deluxe edition, look beautiful, unbelievably beautiful. The wooden pieces look great, but the deluxe edition looks even better. This is an underrated game, folks. They could have come out with some plain Jane carbon copy of another game that had already been established, like a Carcassonne or a Ticket to Ride or a Catan-like style, and I probably would have gotten it because I like the theme of Homestar Runner and his friends, but they came up with something very unique that I'd never seen before and plays wonderfully. It's a lot of fun. Plus, there's an app for this game that you've got to get. It's hilarious. Anyway, so even though it's new to my list, it's been in my collection for a few years, but I'm happy to have it, and it ranks right here on the list at am I at 185? Yeah, that's right. At number 184 is another co-op game, very popular co-op game called Pandemic. Pandemic, you are running around the world trying to stop a virus, or several viruses from infecting the entire world. Kind of thematic, right? Hits a little too close to home this year. Even though coronavirus, I don't think is as deadly as these viruses in Pandemic. But it is a fun game. Now, I remember when our Pandemic started here, I thought, uh-oh, I'm going to get to play this game a lot. I didn't play it that much. Shockingly enough, it wasn't played as much. It's a fun game. It's just that I think we've played it so many times now at this point, we know what we're doing. We know what we're doing. I've had to add a lot of the base expansions to it. We always play within the lab, always play with the On the Brink, and we now always play with the emergency, I can't remember what it's called now, but the third expansion, we always play with that one too, and that's what makes it harder because I shuffle all the hard cards in the deck, and we haven't won the past couple of times we played, but if I don't put those cards in there, we will win. We've gotten that good. We've played it that many times. Now I know they have several spin-offs of Pandemic, and they have the legacy games, which everyone loves. I'm happy with just plain Jane plus the 3 expansions, Pandemic. For me and my gaming group, that is fun enough. You're thinking, well, Matt, you can beat Pandemic. You said it was easy. Why not try a legacy game? Legacy games aren't for me. You won't see Pandemic Legacy or any other Pandemic, spin-off on this list. Just the base game, that's what's fun. That's what we know. Just because we can beat it all the time or most times doesn't make it less fun. Just means it comes to the table a little bit less every year, but still a great game. This is one of the big gateway games. You can get a lot of the big box retailers now, and if you don't have a copy or you've always kind of looked over it, I suggest you check it out. It is it's the real deal. It's a really fun game. At number 183 is Bootleggers. Bootleggers, you are making whiskey in the Prohibition days, and you're selling it to certain clubs and trying to get the most money. But watch out. If you got too successful that round, the copper figure, the old copper is going to come get you and kind of put a crimp in your steals out there, unless you got some hidden steals out in the country. This is such a fun thematic game by Eagle Griffin Games. I believe it's still for sale on their website. So you can pick up a copy. You can probably pick up a copy for super cheap too. Now, the expansion is totally worthless. Don't get it. We had to do a house rule this year to make it a little bit better. What we house ruled is if you buy a casino, which you can, it said basically buying casinos take you out of the game completely. Like you just have to sit there and watch people come to your casino or not, and then you lose the game because you can't do anything about it. So it's a really poorly thought out expansion. So what we said is, hey, you can buy a casino, you can make money there, but you can't sell to your own casino, you know, because if you're selling it and you're buying it, you know, that's conflict of interest, I guess. I don't know how we said that thematically, but that's what we did. And I think when we house rule it that way, we'll probably get a few more casinos. Though casinos really, you think about it, they aren't that worth it because they cost tons of money to buy and operate. And if no one goes to it, even though the prices are better than the regular bars, if no one decides to go to it because they don't want you getting a cut, then you just waste all your money. So I don't know, but the base game is a whole heck of a lot of fun, especially if you're into the 20s, 30s era of Prohibition. It's such a great game. Bootleggers. My number 182 keeps shocking me because I think it moved up a little bit more this year. It's Bejeweled. I think it's the Bejeweled Blitz game. I have it somewhere up here on the shelf here. But anyway, I don't play Bejeweled, the app, that much, but I remember getting this game because I know my wife played it at the time. This is a great game. It's a great game. You're switching these 3D gems on the board and then trying to make matches to get tokens. You're trying to get three different colors. I think 3 tokens of 3 different colors to win, or maybe it's four of 4 different colors. Either way, it's such a great game because you're only looking at it from one angle on the board. And what you look and see. Let me see. I don't want to set someone else for a good move, so I'll just switch these two. Aha, that got me a good one. Yeah, you just set up someone else. You just couldn't see it from that angle, what was going on, because the jewels will slide your way. So whichever direction you're facing it, the jewels will slide that way to you. It plays like the app, so bravo. I know they've made a lot of different editions of this, but I believe it's Bejeweled Blitz, if I can find, oh, there it is right there. Yeah, Bejeweled, just regular Bejeweled, I guess is what it's called. But whatever, I'll have the picture up here, I guess. But it is just a great game, and another game you can get for super cheap. You're welcome. And finally, at number 181 is a fantastic racing game called Ave Caesar. Ave Caesar, you're chariot racing around. It's a double-sided board, so either one of the boards. You all have the same deck of cards, but they're all shuffled. They all come out differently. And it's about mitigating the deck, how you use those cards. How you use those cards and when you use those cards, because no one can pass you on a lot of these tracks. So if you can only use number 1, use it to move into that crucial area where it'll block everyone behind you, no matter what type of card they play. And if you get I don't think this has been reprinted, and I've seen the original version come down a little bit in price. It's still a little bit too expensive for my taste. I got mine in a trade, but we absolutely love this game. It is such a fun chariot racing game. We play both sides of the board whenever it comes out. We may play it even 3 or 4 times too, just because it is a fast little game that it really, depending on when you play those cards and how you play them, make a big difference. But like I said, it's more than just a straight racing game, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Plus the pieces, I don't know what they're made out of, but they feel fantastic. Anyway, not that that's why you would buy the game. You buy the game because it's good. This one's a little bit more expensive, so I can't recommend you buying it. Hey folks, that is it for now. But you know what? I'm going to review, or rank I should say, 10 more games next time. See you later.